I went outside today. It is super late at night. I have just gotten home from London and I was there because thanks to Rapid Reviews UK, I was going to check out the Nintendo pop-up store. So, let's crack open a cold one and get right into it.
So long, Bowser!
It's probably far too late to be drinking this. So first off, what is the Nintendo pop-up store? Well, for those of you that don't know, it is essentially a place in London now where you can go and grab yourself some Nintendo merchandise, and there is a lot to get through there. I walked in and I was greeted by some incredibly friendly people. Like, the team that they have working there are hands down super nice people, but that is the same with a lot of the Nintendo events that I've had the privilege of going to, like the Switch 2 preview event that I went to. Everyone I met there was super cool as well. Here, everyone again was really excited for the store to be opening to the general public, excited that today was like the press day. The next week up to the 26th is going to be like exclusive access, people who have got tickets for it already. And then from the 27th of October on to, I think it's the 16th of November it's open until, it's going to be general public, can go in whenever you want and check it out. You're probably going to have to queue though, because it's going to be super popular. And like I said, it's located in Westfield Shopping Mall in Shepherd's Bush in London. It's opposite the Lego store, so I'm sure a lot of you already know where that is. Really easy to find, really big location, really obvious as well. Don't worry about that. You're not going to miss out on this. When I got there, Mario and Luigi were outside as well, but unfortunately, when it came my turn to go into the store, they had to disappear, so I didn't get a chance to take any photographs with them or any video with them, but there's always next time. And that's not to say they may not be there throughout this time as well. I'm sure Nintendo's going to be pulling out all the stops to make sure that this experience is as breathtaking as it possibly can be for people. When you walk in, like I said, you're greeted by some incredible people that are going to be working there. You're basically a big kid at this point. You can go around and you can just buy whatever you want. Obviously, it's a shop, that's how they work. But there is so much Nintendo stuff here. And do you know what? It was all reasonably priced as well. Like, I'm not joking when I say that I was really shocked by how reasonable all the pricing was and how fair a lot of it felt. Like, some of the plushies that I was picking up were only like £13. I had to double check because I wasn't sure if that was right, but Nintendo's not going out of their way to charge the normal like high prices that you may expect from gaming merchandise. No, they're doing a really fair job here. But it's not just plushies that you can pick up in there. There's a whole host of t-shirts, memorabilia, some figurines in there as well. There's even Pikmin vases as well, or vases, depending on how you say it. Now you got me thinking about how I actually say that word. But there's so much cool stuff in here. At the back of the store, there was a Nintendo Switch 2 cabinet which showed off the Switch 2, loads of accessories, all the Switch Online controllers you could buy for it. Unfortunately, nothing was for sale from that section, which makes sense given that, you know, that's a lot of expensive stock to be carrying in this location, and there's a lot more problems that can come with that. Keeping it to just this merchandise makes it a lot easier and a lot safer as well. You could even pick up an Alarmo though if you wanted one, so that was kind of cool that you could get our hands on one that way. Every single major Nintendo franchise was represented here, okay? So you had Mario, obviously, you had loads of Zelda stuff, loads of Donkey Kong stuff, loads of Animal Crossing stuff, and even Splatoon stuff as well. Kirby was there. I didn't see any Metroid stuff though, now thinking on it, so that is something, unless it was hidden away, but I looked around everywhere. There was some really cool stuff in there as well. I saw like some homeware. I was really tempted to walk out of there with like a set of Mario mugs and placemats and stuff, but honestly, like, I could have spent so much money in there because everything was really cool and it was just nice, you know what I mean? Everything in there just felt super charming as well. When you're walking around the store, there's the music play and it was all like old Nintendo tracks. I noticed so many Mario songs played. I was literally talking to someone and then I noticed that they were playing like the World 2, like underground music that was happening. And I was like, this is just nuts. Like, it was so nice and it was so calm. I was probably blessed a little bit because our days were, for the press days, were like super quiet for it because they wanted to make sure we could get content in there. What I will say, walking around with other people filming their own content, I was really conscious, but then I thought, you know what, no one's judging me here, so like, just enjoy it and have fun. And I did, and when I let my guard down, I got to have a really good time with it. So yeah, it was a blast to be in there. I can't thank the team over at Rapid Reviews enough for sending me over there, and I also can't thank Nintendo enough and the team behind the PR stuff there for having us come over and allowing us to film and do everything that we wanted to do there. It was a really good time. You're probably wondering what's in this bag though, aren't you? I know you, but what did I pick up? Well, of course I had to pick up Green Mario. He's my favorite, he's always been my favorite. I don't know why, I think it's because he's tall, I'm tall, and I've always sort of like resonated with him in that way, and like Luigi's Mansion games as well are probably some of my most memorable games, because I can never forget putting in Luigi's Mansion on my GameCube and thinking, wow, graphics can't get any better than this. How wrong I was. So ironically now, I grabbed myself a plushie Tom Nook as well to remind myself to make better financial decisions. And the irony of spending money on this to remind myself of that, it hasn't been lost on me, trust me. The quality on these is incredible as well. They are super nice, super... you could buy a shirt. I was really tempted to buy Tom Nook's shirt, but I didn't. Again, trying to be more responsible. I grabbed myself a commemorative tote bag because I wanted something to remember the day by, and they had these in there. Again, everything was reasonably priced. This Nintendo pop-up store London bag was just the perfect thing to carry everything away in, but obviously I managed to take it home in this lovely bag. But there is one more thing in here. Well, two, actually. Let's put that to one side for now. I'll go nice with the Switch 2 one I've got. I got a tube. Inside here is one of the Nintendo Tokyo t-shirts in the biggest size they did, which was 2XL. I'm normally a 3. I haven't skipped on shoulder day for a while, so I do normally need a 3XL t-shirt. I am also 6'4", so it's not as if like it's just because of the gym. They had Tokyo, they had Osaka, they had them in grey as well, and I thought grey's gonna just, maybe I get warm, so grey's probably just gonna attract a few more sweat patches than I wanted, so I went with the red. I wish they had London ones, but they didn't, but it makes sense because Nintendo's located in those places, so yeah. But quick wardrobe change there for you. That definitely didn't take way longer than I thought it was going to take. It's a little bit creased up because it's been in the tube, but here we are with it. All right, so I hope you appreciate, I hope you can get a sense of where I am. I feel like an ASOS model with this on. All right, and there is one more thing in here, aside from the receipts. They did throw in, oh, it's a Nintendo magazine as well. I haven't seen this until right now. It's got loads of, let me modeling this, trying to get the right side, here we go. Loads of what looks like information about the Switch 2, loads of game info here. That's pretty cool. Ooh, Dusk's Blood there, remember that? Remember they announced that and they've said nothing about it since then, yeah? It's got some I've got a load of like third-party games in there as well, so yeah, like it's a nice bit of, Nintendo GameCube as well. Speak of the devil, give us Luigi's Mansion on that, please. There's some really, really nice bits. It's actually really detailed. I'm surprised. Wow. Okay, this is really detailed. It goes into so much info on stuff. Yeah, this is cool. This is really cool. But yeah, that was everything I picked up. I think all of that stuff that I grabbed, the 2 plushies, the t-shirt, and the bag, it's like 67 quid, which is ridiculous when you think of its gaming merchandise. Like these alone, I'm reaching over here. These plushies alone would normally run you like 25 quid, I reckon. They were like £13.99 each. That's a bargain when you think about it. They're great quality. They're made by a company called Simba as well. That threw me off because obviously Simba makes me think of Lion King and the logo here's an elephant, which is Dumbo in my eyes, but yeah. They're for 1+ as well. So if you are under 1, how are you watching this? And 2, you can't have this yet. Or Tom Nook. You can have this though. You can't read, but it's got pretty pictures in it. I can't read either, so it's fine. But yeah, that was the Nintendo pop-up store. I had an absolute blast. And like I said, I can't thank the team at Rapid Reviews enough for sending me down. And again, the team at Nintendo for having us over. It was an absolute great time. We had an hour slot there. I think I spent about 30 odd minutes in the store. I was wondering when I first started, like, oh, how am I going to fill this time up? But then when you get into it and you're just enjoying being in there and just soaking in the atmosphere, it's just fun. And it was nice to take my time and just look around it and just see it. And if you go down to London, you are going to have an absolute blast if you go in there. If you're a Nintendo fan, I urge you to go. It is an absolute blast. It is really worth it. Pick up something, have some memories with it, and just have some fun with it. I felt like a big kid in there, and I'm looking at these now thinking, why the heck did I buy these? And I'm like, you know what? They make me happy. And there's so many things in life going on at the moment which aren't happy, that these are good, all right? These do bring joy, all right? Have fun, go check it out. Go spend your coins there. It is an absolute great thing. And I will hopefully see you for more adventures like this, I guess. Seriously, I make poor financial choices.